Yes, Reverend Emmanuel Donaldson here. Tackling the Streets is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that I found back in 2011 because I wanted to be able to do something to give back to the community at large, helping all I can while I can. I hear a lot of the people have questions that they wanted to be able to contact the mayor, wish they could talk to the mayor and a lot of other public officials. And they said they can't reach them, and I knew I was able to get in contact with them to give answers back to the community. The first person we're going to interview is the mayor himself, Mr. Terrence Roberts, the mayor of Anderson. And then from there, we're going to Mr. Rusty Burns, the county administrator. And then from him, we're going to see Mr. Chad McBride, the sheriff of Anderson County. And then we're going to end up with Mr. Jim Stewart, the chief of Anderson City Police Department, because there's a lot of questions that need to be asked out here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man.
Reverend Donaldson here with Tackling the Streets. Today we're with the mayor of Anderson. The mayor of Anderson. How you been, sir?
I'm doing good. It's busy.
Yes, sir. Mr. Terrence Roberts.
It's hard to believe that it's almost April.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's your day been?
It's been busy. They usually start early. I just came from a luncheon at AU Board of Visitors. Heard the CEO president of the South Carolina Manufacturers Alliance talk about South Carolina and manufacturing jobs and how we're a manufacturing state, so we make things. And came to see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I appreciate your time, because I know you're a very busy man. Of course, being a mayor, it comes with its pros and cons. But I know it keeps you busy.
It does.
Because you have a whole lot of people under your umbrella that you have to watch over.
That's true.
Approximately, do you have any number about how many people that is under your umbrella that employed that you have to pretty much oversee?
Well, I would say it this way. In this form of government, it's called council manager form of government.
Right.
And so we have, including me, we have 9 elected officials, and we're policymakers. And so we have 2 direct hires. We hire the city manager, and we hire the city attorney. Now, the city manager runs the day-to-day operations of our organization. We probably have we're a little bit over 600 employees over about 5 different divisions, from police, fire, public works, community development, recreation, economic development. And so now I say all that, but in my position, I get way too much credit and I get way too much blame sometimes.
Well, yeah, I can understand that. But for the people who have a question who don't know exactly what all the areas, where is your broad area that you are responsible for in the city or the county area as the mayor?
That's a good question. The city of Anderson is, in our latest 2020 census, we're probably right around 30,000.
Yes, sir.
And when people come to our community and they say, how many people live in Anderson? I say about 30,000. They say, really? Because it feels a lot bigger.
Right.
And so in the state of South Carolina, it's pretty hard to annex sometimes, land. Easy to annex vacant land, but as far as homes and so forth, existing homes. But I say all that, there are probably 50,000 people that sit right on top of the city, and I call it maybe the metro area. Probably feels like more like 80,000, and there are over 200,000 people in the county. And so the city of Anderson is the county seat. We're the biggest city. We sit in the middle of the county. County government is here, and so the city gets very busy during the day because that's where people have to come and conduct business throughout the county.
Well, you say you get a lot of credit, but seem like you have to take a lot of credit too, because it seems like it's a job well done, because it's a lot that you have to do and overtake.
I appreciate it. We have a good council. It's changed over the years, and we've always had council members that are focused on making the community better.
Yes, sir. Mayor Roberts, As the mayor, how do you plan to prioritize community development initiatives in Anderson, South Carolina, ensuring they are inclusive and responsive to the needs of all your residents here?
I think one of the things we do, Reverend, is we consistently talk about housing.
Yes, sir.
I think that's important. And even from housing to even recreation, I think we are laser focused on making sure that we provide a variety of housing for our citizens. And that is from workforce housing, people that work in restaurants, school teachers, firefighters. We got to make sure that we have places for them to live. And we also have to make sure that we provide enough homes and opportunities for people who are coming into our community, because there are a lot of people moving to the upstate of South Carolina.
Yeah, yeah. So with that in the growth, so you feel that you are adequate enough to accept those people that are moving in and being able to place them in housing.
Yeah, we're close. I mean, the housing stock is very thin.
Yeah.
We have probably in the city of Anderson, 50% of the homes in the city of Anderson are rentals.
Yeah.
And 50% are home ownerships. And so we want to, through community development, we want to make sure that we're taking people who that want to buy a house, that can get to a point where they can save enough money to buy a house, that we are able to, from some of the economic development opportunities from an income point of view, where people are not necessarily bankable at a major bank, that we have funds available for home ownership and home repairs and those type of things.
Now, when you're talking about community development and housing, on the flop side of that, we have as you know, a lot of homelessness
Mm-hmm.
that is in the area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them classify themselves as homeless
Mm-hmm.
anyway. Being bombarded with a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so what has been done to maybe help eradicate that, to house these
Yeah.
people? Or
I mean, we the homelessness has increased not only in this city but throughout the country.
that's right.
And so we have to make sure that we take care of the people that live here, because sometimes, as you know, Reverend, something happens to a household, a mom and dad, and they have kids, and all of a sudden the car doesn't start.
Yeah.
Okay, and they can't get to work, and they don't have a neighbor that can get them to work,
Right.
and all that spirals, and before you know it, in 60 days, people might not have a home.
Right.
You know, families
Yeah.
with kids, and so we have to make sure that we support organizations like the Salvation Army, that has rooms for families
Yeah.
and individuals. A lot of our nonprofits, from Meals on Wheels, the AIM, to all the different agencies that are available just to help people. And those are the people who live here that were here. But we also see an influx of people who are coming here
Yes, sir.
for services too. So it's a balancing act. You know, we want to help people who want to be helped. There's a safety net council that is under the umbrella of the hospital, and service providers from mental health to social services. They come together once a month and talk about, you know, how they can help each other help people.
Yeah. So everybody is not homeless by choice. Some of them are homelessness by life itself.
By life itself.
Yes, sir. So can you share any upcoming projects or plans aimed at fostering economic growth and opportunity within under-resourced neighborhoods?
Yeah. We were just talking about workforce housing, and so we have a good chance to get a project that is going that addresses workforce housing, and it's based on adjusted gross income, and so these apartments, if they come to fruition, and we should know fairly soon, within the next 2 or 3 months, if this organization is able to get some state funding and federal funding to pull this off. But the apartments would be market rate, meaning that there's no discount in the rate, but just depending on where you are in your adjusted gross income,
Yes, sir.
you'll be able to a sliding rate on how much that rent costs. And so we talk about, because those are our service workers who are waitresses and waiters in restaurants. I talked about teachers and firemen, and trying to find what not what now has been called workforce housing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much fair marketing housing for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what outreach strategies are being employed to engage underserved residents in the development process and ensure their voices are heard in shaping the future of their communities?
Yeah, I think it's important for governments to partner with other organizations. The government can't do it all, and so it's important that we partner with our legacy institutions like the hospital, the universities, the school districts, to make sure we understand what their challenges and problems are.
Yes, sir.
I think we have to know the plans of everybody else. We also have to make sure that we support our nonprofits.
Right.
Doing what we can do to make their lives a little bit easier and not get in the way of progress.